Welcome to episode number 179 of Screen Printing Marketing. I am Sean Michael Lewis, and today we are on part 2 of creating a target list for your screen printing shop. And I apologize for the delay of this episode, just between the video, hour-long videos, audio. It was just killing my computer, my desktop, and my studio at home. So I am just a little behind, but I wanted to definitely make sure this gets out. And it's perfectly okay. I mean, it's putting in that hour a day, total 5 hours a week, just showing you how micro habits can really start to build results for your business. So anyway, I'll probably be releasing both of them today, 2 different episodes at the same time or later tonight, but just basically technical issues, but that doesn't stop from doing the spreadsheet and things like that. So today we are going to do another hour. I've went ahead and pulled up the shop. We're kind of moving over in that same pocket area that we were at. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right away and not waste any time. Again, if you're following, you're listening to this, I know this might sound very tedious and redundant, but I just want to prove and show what happens when you start putting this back. We'll kind of recap at the end of the week and then talk about the follow-ups of where things are going to go from there. So we're going to go ahead and start here. This looks like a church that I'm not necessarily going to be fine, but let's go next to this J&R Design. This is a motorcycle shop. Looks super cool. Definitely somebody we would want to do business with. So I'm going to go ahead, and we're already on number 37. We did 36 the other day. So you can see this is really added up from one day of doing this. And we're going to go ahead and start by putting address and information in there again. So hoping to get about the same number again today. And again, I'm not real focused on the numbers. I'm really paying attention to the quality of what I'm looking for. And that's very important when you're creating a target list. You don't just want to cut and paste and do it to get it done. You're actually building something that you're going to use long term. So you don't want to half-ass it. You don't want to go halfway with that. So again, we're going to go ahead and check out their website real quick, see if we can find some additional information. If not, we will uncover that when we get there. One thing that I keep noticing, and I've talked about this, is a lot of these sites need some updated websites. So here's one right here. This looks like they're doing a lot of work because their lead time, they're talking about their lead time, but it looks like Ray is one of the main contacts there. I'm going to go ahead and put his email in there as well. And I'm going to see if I can find his full name too, just in case it's listed. But, these are some of the things like when you're looking at websites, you see the WordPress logo up there. Some of that stuff can all be changed so it looks a lot more professional. I'm going to go ahead and blow this up a little bit and put it over here on the right side. Just switch it up. So anyway, it's weird. I'm looking. The camera's on top up here. Hey, guys. How's it doing? So, yeah, this is basically just kind of looking to see if there's any other additional information. They probably do some really cool work on bikes here. Yeah, you can see they do some really cool custom aftermarket type stuff on bikes. So again, super cool company. I mean, all these companies, what I love about this is actually getting to go out and visit them. So we're going to go ahead and keep moving here. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving this around just to switch it up, So I'll put it back over here so we're going to zoom out here a little bit, and we're just going to keep going through. So here's one called Straight Arrow Stitchery. Not sure what they do. There's not much. I don't know if they're into embroidery or anything like that. But again, this is a business that's not really listed properly. So they're a very good candidate. And you might be saying, well, what if they do embroidery? I don't know if that's what they do. They might stitch leather. They might do other types of things. But why not learn about them when I go to meet them? So again, the whole benefit of this target list is when you go out and start meeting these individuals is you're asking questions. You're not going out and eventually if you show enough interest, they're going to respond and ask you what you do. And that's kind of when you get to a point where it's like, now it's just an open door to talk about. And they don't have a website, so we're going to keep moving on here. So here's one, another automotive equipment shop. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. They look like they have a website as well. And again, we're cutting and pasting, building this target list. We're going to be doing a lot more addition and information to it. We're putting all the information in there because the addresses and all that information are going to come in value when we transfer it into a CRM, which you can do directly from a spreadsheet. I like Google Sheets because it is accessible and easy to share with my team. And if we make changes, updates, additions, it all happens in real time. So we're not worried about, oh, do we have the most updated sheet like on Excel or Pages or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and look up their website real quick as well. And they've been around since 1952, so this is a company that's well established. Oh, they make lifts and everything. Just more stuff I need to buy or want to buy. Doesn't mean I will buy it, but again, oh wow, again, this looks like it's just a really cool business. Look at that lift. I mean, if you're watching right now on the video, this video is available on YouTube. Just type in Sean Michael Lewis. But man, they make some cool stuff. So this is what's really cool. There's just some really cool companies back right in the vicinity of where our shop is located. And I didn't even know what half of these do. So one thing, like I said, I'm going to, one strategy is to get some of these individuals on the podcast, learn more about their businesses. I think it'll be super exciting. So here's the next one. It's called Construction Unlimited Tulsa. They're a construction company. I'm going to go and put them on there because people are looking for this type of information all the time. And then when you go there, we're going to ask what kind of construction they do, talk about networking, things like that. We are always in the need of contractors because we are constantly buying property. And like right now, we're renovating a building that we are getting ready to move our corporate office into, where the home of Check One Studios will be. It's going to be awesome. We've already got the soundproof room delivered. It's waiting to be installed, which we're going to do ourselves because it looks super easy, but I'm sure it'll be complex. But again, phone number, information, and we're going to keep moving along. No website on that one as well. So as we're moving, kind of just following this road right now, not everything is listed here. I'm going to kind of zoom in and see if anything else shows up. Sometimes Google's funny like that, so you just want to check and double check. But there are more businesses back here. They're just not all showing up. All right, here's Colburn Electric. So this is a big electrical company, and you can see they have a 3.7, only 23 reviews. This is a very strong candidate because they're a very big company, and spending a few $100s a month to have their listing set up, which is another service we offer. But uniforms, stuff like that, they have tons of technicians. It would be a very good fit for what we can provide for them. But simply when you go into these businesses, just asking them what they need, what type of services are they in need for? Do they have a provider that does apparel decorating, uniforms, t-shirts, things like that, temp workers? These are all viable questions, and if you can uncover some of those things that they need, it can be very beneficial for opening business opportunities. So Colburn Electric is obviously, like I said, a big electrical company. It's a very simple site, not anything too crazy. I'm going to see here if it has any contact or information about their team. And it's a pretty big team. I mean, that's a lot of uniforms, a lot of shirts and things like that. I'm sure they're embroidering, doing things like that. So this will be a very good contact to reach out to. So we're going to kind of keep moving over here. This is another little pocket right here. Kane T-Shirt Company is a direct competitor of ours. Awesome company. We definitely have tried to work on some projects with them as well. They have a really nice big auto and so forth. So we're probably not going to be marketing them for shirts because they do their own. But it's so nice. What I love about Broken Arrow is the other screen printing shops in the area they're really welcoming. Like if we get an order we can't handle it, we have backup to fulfill those orders and get them done. So, very cool stuff with what they're doing. So I'm going to kind of look around here. This is an installation place. I think this place is still there. Yep, it is on the corner. There's another one that just sold, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on there. Installation contractor. So contractor service-based work is really good. I mean, they definitely are using shirts. They like to be logoed. They like to look good. A lot of times they don't put a lot of effort into it. People aren't doing outbound sales to a lot of these places. So I think there's a lot of opportunities to build relationships and, cultivate, especially when somebody shows up at their shop and is willing to build a relationship, deliver things for them. It makes the process a lot easier because it can be complicated when you go to buy shirts and different garments. I mean, most of us that work in it, it seems easy, but for the average person, there's not something that they're doing every day. So this can definitely be something that opens their horizon. Again, no website, so luckily we have a company that can facilitate all of that type of work. So I'm just going to kind of look right here. Here's another automotive shop. Again, a lot of them back there, but this is a very good industrial area. The thing about industrial areas is people wear uniforms. A lot of businesses wear uniforms. I mean, that's why, for us as a growing screen printing shop, we didn't suffer much during COVID-19 last year because we worked with a lot of service-based companies. So you have to be careful, because if you rely on like musicians and artists, that industry kind of shut down and came to a halt if you were printing for them. So it's very important to diversify your base. And again, these are just local businesses. Some of these are bigger and they have a bigger footprint, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on, because when if you get into bigger contract type printing, it can be very beneficial when you start doing the Bass Pros of the world, big nonprofits, any type of corporate brand. They're all ordering shirts from somebody. It's like, who are they ordering from? So those are all things that you want to pay attention. So this shop looks like it has a lot of networks in the area, or nationwide as well, or they're associated with that, but we're just going to leave that there. Factor One Racing, a lot of car racing type companies back here as well. There's another one over here I'm going to show you in a second that I'm going to put on the target list that does go-kart engines, and they're very well known nationwide. So it is really cool to see some of these companies that have national footprints, and they're right in our backyard, and we're not even doing work for them yet, but we will be, because they're going to get to know us, and we're going to get to know them, and we're going to find ways to just build valuable relationships, friendships, business relationships, strategic relationships. I mean, it all goes together. You can't just make it about yourself. You have to look at these businesses, see areas that your skill set can help. And, for us, we have digital marketing, web development, screen printing, embroidery. We kind of have a wide perspective of opportunities that we can help them with. So, it's just getting to know them. But, you have to start out by asking questions and getting to know them. So this company looks like they do a lot of cool things when it comes to racing. So I'm trying to see if there's any contacts or direct information on here as well. And it looks like Cherie is one of the main contacts on there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in our target list as well. And we're going to keep moving on. So we're already up to 44 from just 2 days of this. So you can see it's starting to build. So we're going to keep going down here. This one is called Gerber. There's another embroidery shop, but it doesn't really make sense for us to get involved with that when that's what we do. I don't see why they would buy embroidery shirts, but they could. I mean, they could get into situations where they can't handle things. They could be looking to outsource screen printing. So I actually am going to put that one on my target list. So I will circle back to that one in just a second. But here's another body shop, and I want to go ahead and put their information in here as well. So again, just because they're a competitor of yours, it doesn't mean, like, there's a screen printing shop where we're moving to Coweta, or in the Coweta area, and they don't do embroidery. So why not build a relationship with them? They do good work. They have a great reputation, so there's no reason to ever bash the competition, especially if they're great ownership, good ethics, and things like that. We want to definitely help support them as well and help them grow their business as well. So I'm going to go here and put up logo wear. See, I mean, this is what hurts these businesses is they got a 1-star review because they only have one review, but they probably do better work. It's just they're not getting their customers to put that information out there. So again, these are, and I've talked to some other owners too. They're looking to get out of the business. If they might be wanting to sell, you might be able to get a good deal on a client list and some additional equipment. So you definitely don't want to neglect some of your competition, especially if they're willing to work with you, strategize, partner. If you get busy and you have overflow and you have customers that need things right away, they can be a lifeline for your business. So you don't have to necessarily lose the business. So, but in that, I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. So we're up to about 46, 47 right now. So we're going to keep moving. I want to find that one place that's over here somewhere. It's a really cool place, but I'm not seeing it show up on here. But here's another transmission shop called Aspen Transmission. And if anybody owns a car, especially if it's an older car, transmissions go out all the time. So again, good target opportunity. And I'm sure, like a lot of these places, this is one thing you have to be careful about with some of these service-based businesses. They might use a uniform company like Centos or one of the many ones that are out there, and that might just be the only thing. But T-shirts and things like that, company events, they're typically still going to order things like that. Pins, notepads, things like they have to give out to their customers can definitely be an opportunity. Don't forget about your promo items. Make sure when you talk and meet people that you're expressing the full scope of services that you do. So Sandport Auto Solutions, auto repair shop. Again, it looks like it's connected with Napa Auto Parts. So again, good contact to put on here. And we're already up to 48. So we're just going to keep moving on this as we add this information in here. So copying the address, and you can see it kind of moves really fast. I mean, it's definitely not it seems very unsexy, not exciting, but I can tell you when this list is done and you have a database and you can actually go out for a week and spend maybe, if it takes an hour to put this together, you're probably going to spend 2 to 3 to 4 hours actually trying to hit these points of contact, especially if you're having good conversation. Some of them are not going to necessarily be receptive to talking to you, but you want to really lead carefully, ask questions, and really get to know them to try to build these relationships. So I'm going to kind of zoom out here a little bit and see if anything else shows up. There's more businesses there. I just don't know why they're not showing up right there. So we're going to kind of move down here. We're staying kind of in the same area. So here's another one called Keyport Self-Storage, another good, especially if people in the area are looking or renting apartments or looking for things, if they're, they have staff. So, what do those uniforms look like? They're embroidered shirts. What are they? We can definitely make an effort for that. But like I'm saying, I'm seeing a lot of businesses not on here that could benefit from other services. And the cool thing is I can cross-reference this list with our listed pro digital marketing agency as well. So I'm actually getting more value out of these lists because I can build relationships to help them in so many different areas for their business that can help them generate revenue. So again, if a lot of you out there don't just do screen printing, you have multiple businesses and you might have multiple services that appeal to them. So this one doesn't look, I don't really know what it is. Jiffy Lube is going to be more corporate, things like that. Here's one called Mullings Plumbing. This is a big company. It's actually a congressman, United States congressman that owns it, but they have multiple locations as well. I think they would be a great contact because they have, like I said, multiple locations, but could provide, a lot of apparel and information for them. They're obviously ordering it somewhere. Why not open the opportunity for them to order from us? So I'm going to go through here again. And many people are like, well, why are you putting all this information out there? What if people try to steal it? Like, look, you can get this information. Anybody can get it. This is about accountability. It's about building something and having it as a reference point. So, you can't go wrong by doing this. And I know I'm sharing it with everybody out there right now on the internet, but, I'm building something and this is not easy work. This is not like it's just going to put this together and then it's all going to come together. It's going to take consistent follow-up and so forth to get those results. So, I'm going to keep looking around this area. Here's another dispensary that I believe they do apparel. I think we've talked to them before, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on our list as well. Just, again, if they're not in our database, you have no record of even trying to reach out to them. So I think it's very important that you put this information. Again, they don't have a website. They probably use weed maps like a lot of stores do. But again, a lot of dispensaries are selling merchandise now, so they've been very good clients for us this year, and especially last year because they stayed open. They were rated essential businesses, so they were very, very prospering last year in terms of business owners that got into that. Especially with COVID, it hurt a lot of businesses. So, okay, so we're right here right now. I'm going to kind of just work I'm not really jumping all over the place, but I'm just kind of looking at some of these areas, see where businesses are showing up. And I think these are more residential homes back here. So I'm going to kind of go up real quick and hit some of these other areas over here. So there's some more businesses right here. Cotter Tax Services. Go ahead and put that on there. Again, these might not be huge opportunities, but you never know who you might be. So think about a company that does taxes like that. Well, they probably work with a lot of businesses. So the networking and referencing for doing just a little bit of work for them, taking care of them, making them happy, even doing some value-added type things for them might get you a network of many more businesses, especially because they know what businesses are spending on apparel and things like that. So they can easily pinpoint and say, well, we work with XYZ company. You need to reach out or let me make an introduction for you. It could be a very big deal to get some of those open door invitations. So I'm going to go ahead and check out their site real quick. And again, we're about 20 minutes into this. We've already added a good handful of new contacts for today. It is continuing to add. We're about to break 50 contacts. So here's the owner. We have the owner's information right there. Her name is Joan Cotter. I'm just going to go ahead and put her name on the list as well. So I'm sure she has a lot of experience in tax services. So looks like they've been around for a little while. They have business development, marketing, and social media. So they have a pretty well established. Looks like it's very family run. So it looks like it might be mother-daughter relationships or family. So it looks like daughters, maybe even grandchildren there. And then, yeah, it's all family almost. So that's really cool to see. So that would definitely be a good one to reach out to just for possible networking opportunities and things like that. So we're going to keep moving right here. We have another one right here. It's called Ted Haggard Health Markets Insurance. People are always looking for these things for their business. Again, could be a bigger opportunity just from networking with them. But again, we're so close to where our shop's based out of. This is going to be such a easy target list to manage, follow up, and keep engaged with the people that we're trying to work with. Because, like, I don't know if your shop does this, but we do a lot of monthly specials, a lot of promos and things like that. So it's a great way to just follow up. You know, we can go out and ask these people, hey, would you mind being added to our text message list? We'll text you our monthly specials. It could be promo items, polo shirts, hats, t-shirts, but there'll always be incentives that you can take advantage of, and you won't want to miss out on. That's a huge value add. I mean, why would somebody say no to that if it's something they're buying and then you run a promotion that benefits them? They absolutely should take advantage of that. So, okay, so we're just kind of in this area right now. Bethel Collision Center, I'm going to go ahead and put them on there. It's another well-known body shop. Good ratings there. And, you know, sometimes pay attention to the ratings, because if a business has good ratings, you know they're probably going to be better to work with. If they have really bad ratings, you might want to shy away from that. You know, it could say things like, oh, they don't pay their bills, they treat customers horribly. You don't necessarily want to work with people just to get their business. You want to make sure it's a good, mutually beneficial relationship. And we've experienced this before in the past, and it's definitely something you don't want to just start taking business because you need business. I mean, I know it seems so important at times, but it doesn't mean that it has to be the end all be all. Like, you need to make sure that it's a good relationship that you can work back and forth with. So, all right, so we're up in this area. I'm going to go back into the area where we started. Hold on one second. All right, so we're up to 54. So we've already added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 23 minutes. So we're already on track to get close to 40, 50, maybe even today. So I'm going to keep moving here because we're making good timing on this. So I'm going to kind of go back into this area where we were. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so we can see a little more bird's eye view. And this is kind of the block we were working on the other day. So I'm going to kind of go over here and hit some more businesses up and down this area as well. So, all right, let's see what we have here. Those are some that we hit the other day. And I'm going to go ahead and hit a few right here. So we got Broken Arrow Woodworks. I don't think we hit that one yesterday. Let me see. Broken Arrow Woodworks. That's one thing you got to be careful, is you don't want to double put anything in there. But no, looks like it hasn't been touched yet from this point. It looks like they'd be very beautiful work as well. And I'm going to go put that in here. Get their address. I mean, if I'm doing this for an hour a day as an owner of multiple companies, just imagine if all you do is your print shop, or you have a salesperson and they put in this hour a day, even a half hour. I mean, you're talking about building thousands of contacts in your database for the year. That will make a huge difference. And especially when you start gathering emails and cell phones and things like that, who knows how far you can take that. It's just naturally going to grow your business. If you're paying somebody, this is one of the best use of their times to build this, but it's very important to make sure they're following up and doing the due diligence, asking the right questions, etc. So this one is called Track Work Inc. Again, we're looking for anyone that probably has a need to buy apparel. I mean, most of these companies are going to send people out in some type of uniform or t-shirt or polo or something like that. So, some businesses are going to be very laid back. Their employees are not going to dress up. They're going to wear whatever they want to work, and that's perfectly okay. That's just the way they do. But, some of them might have been wanting to do stuff like custom apparel, but they've been terrified because they think it's out of their price range. It's not something that will work for their budget. So, the more of these I see, they're not necessarily a great fit for all the services that we do as a company, but the uniform side of it, apparel side of it is always going to be something that is of importance. One thing I like about the hospitals, animal hospitals, and any type of medical type facilities is beyond doing t-shirts and things like that for the nurses, doctors, and admin staff, is that we can get scrubs for them. We have a really cool partner in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma called Ali Scrub, and we do a lot of embroidery for them. But, anything there, we can refer them to, we call them a partner because we love working with them. And we can actually, facilitate that and have it custom embroidered for them. And, we don't focus too much on marking up things. If it's something we can sell through one of our partners, they usually get us a direct price of what it costs them to do it, and we pass that on to the client because we're still going to make money off the embroidery or any other decorating that we have to do with those garments. But then we're also able to help their business grow and make money as well. One thing you have to be very careful is don't just look for favors from strategic partners, because somebody like Ali Scrubs, who we've worked with for a while, they refer a lot of business back and forth. They've referred other clients to us. There's just a lot of benefits of having good relationships with people, because they definitely, it all comes full circle when you can help each other get to where you want to be. So, okay, so we're right here right now. Let me see what else is right here. All right, there's a couple other pool stores. I'm going to put some of these in there. So this is called Meridian Brick. I know this place because I actually picked out my brick for my house from there. So again, I know they wear polo shirts because I've seen them in there. So again, these are very easy businesses, especially if you've done business with them. It makes it even easier to go and have a follow-up conversation, because I can talk about my house they built, the brick color we picked out, and things like that. So there's plenty to discuss, and just ask how their business has been. How has COVID affected material pricing? I mean, just have intelligent conversations of things that are going on and affecting their business. And it can definitely open some great dialogue and engagement that you can build off of with them. So I'm going to go ahead and put their website in there too. So this is a bigger company, I think. I think they have more than one location. So it's definitely, again, you're looking at one location, but could have a lot more with a lot of employees that are available to connect and work with. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, it looks like this is just one of their locations they go to when you're on there on Google My Business. And I'm going to go ahead and keep moving along to get some more in here. So Blue Haven Pools and Spa. This is a pool company in the local area, very well known. That business has been booming, even with COVID. I know a lot of them, they're having trouble getting materials in that industry as well. But they are definitely uniform logo from their project managers to their workers to things like that, because they're working a lot of residential places and they need their people to look professional in uniform, so it doesn't look like just some random people off the streets are there working. So a lot of these companies do have uniform policies. They have, different looks that they want to go with, especially in the summer when it's really hot outside. You can make educational advice or recommendations to them about things like Nike Dry Fit, different types of blends and things like that. That'll be a little cooler for their employees, things like that. Go the extra mile. The employees appreciate that stuff. So I think it's very important to talk to them about, things they can do to not only benefit their employees, to make them feel better and, just be happier in the workplace. So it's definitely just some beautiful work, by the way. So, okay, so we're going to keep moving here. Robinson Glass will be the next one. And I got good reviews, and they're an auto glass shop. So there's a couple auto glass shops back in this area. Again, great opportunity. Just you be sure to ask questions like, do you order uniforms or make them for your employees yourself? But if they're using a Centos or something like that, doesn't mean you're not going to have an opportunity to work with them. They still might have company events or want to do t-shirt where they're getting their uniforms, which are like the day-to-day, but they might have casual Fridays or do fundraisers or things like that open up opportunities for you to work with them. So again, I'm sorry if I feel repetitive on some of this. We are doing this for an hour and trying to commentate at the same time, but I hope it's been very beneficial for some of you listening to motivate you to start creating a list like this because, we're a half hour in right now and we're really building some traction here to get some more information. So here we go. Our owner, Clark William Robinson, came to, he founded that's oversight 30 years, and he passed it on to his son, Clark Robinson. So we already know who this will be. Clark Robinson. They have multiple offices too. So I'm going to go ahead and put his name in there as the website, and then Clark Robinson. And that gives you a good point of contact to ask for when you go in there. So we're already up to 60 contacts. So it's moving right along. So we're going to go over here. This is called Carpool and Spa Supplies. I know there's actually a screen printing shop right in this area, but, at the same time, I buy all my pool supplies there. So again, I've been in there multiple times. Why not try to build a relationship? See, and it's okay if they're using somebody else and they're happy. Just say, hey, we'd love to give you earn an opportunity to print for you sometime. If there's any work that you need, something small, you just want to see how we do business, we'd love for you to give us a try. It sounds very non-invasive and people might be open to it. One thing we see a lot is people that have used certain vendors, they take forever to get their garments and their whatever they order. It really motivates them to want to switch, especially if it's a lot of personal relationships, like even friends or family. We hear this all the time. Well, my cousin does it, but he takes forever to get me anything because they don't really value it or they do it for free or no cost, and it's just not a priority for the shop. So I think these are areas that you can really open opportunities for yourself and be prepared because they will come at you with these opportunities. You got to be ready to take them and close them on the spot. Don't delay and say, hey, okay, just give me a call when you're ready. It leaves it very open-ended. So, all right, so we got the next one here is Aquarium Custom Ink. So I'm going to go and put that on there. So like a cool aquarium type store for you aquatic buffs out there. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the target list. And I'm going to go ahead and pause real quick because I'm getting a phone call coming in that I need to take real quick. So I'll be right back. Like I said, this is all real. All right, and we're back at it. Sorry about that. Just had a minor thing I had to step away from. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish the half hour up real quick. So we are on Aquarium Customs right now. And just go ahead and putting this information in. All right, so as we continue to do this, again, like I said, it always seems tedious. Like this is such elementary work, but this is what it takes to be an elite level salesperson. This is what it takes to make sure that you are maximizing and capitalizing everything that you want to accomplish with your goals for the year. So again, no website on this one. It's amazing how many businesses do not have websites. I'm going to head into Jackson Hewitt. This is a franchise system for accounting. Very good target list, and sometimes franchise owners own more than one location, so it can definitely be an opportunity to work with several employees, even though there might just be one location in your local area. So it's definitely something when you see a company that has franchising, be sure to ask ownership or management how many locations they have in their franchise group. Sometimes it's just one, but it never hurts to ask questions like that. I mean, again, this is where beyond creating the target list, you're going to want to do research on some of the bigger names and companies that might have more than one location, because many of these businesses have multiple locations in the Oklahoma area where we live. So, all right, we're going to go ahead here. Here's another one called Fashion Nail. Again, it's a service-based type business, so I'm sure people have shirts and things that they wear. And keep in mind, a lot of times places might not be thinking about the opportunity to get out and have shirts and use them as promotional items or give them to their customers and things like that. And a lot of times they're thinking just putting their logo on there, but like, what can you offer them? What kind of mock-ups can you do, especially when it's slow, to kind of show them different options of what they could do to make it look really cool. So like nails, you could do some hand works and things like that. to really showcase their business and something that they might not even be expecting, and modify their logo to look really cool. So we're up to about 64 right now. We're going to keep moving. Here's more businesses. Mr. Green Grow Supply. So this is they have marijuana grow equipment, everything from soil to fertilizers to lighting to pots, so many things. So a very lucrative business. So definitely something we're going to want on the target list. And I guarantee you they're ordering shirts and things for their staff, because I've seen them wearing them around town as well. So, and a lot of these types of dispensaries and medical marijuana places, recreational, if you're in a state where it's legal, they love giving away shirts and things like that. I mean, most of our dispensary work is in the thousands of dollars. So definitely don't neglect working with these types. And it's funny because a lot of businesses in the screen printing industry don't want to work with these types of businesses. And I've had nothing but good experiences. They pay on time. It's been a good process. So, no complaints, especially when you have customers that pay on time, pay in advance, and most of the time they pay with cash. So it's definitely not a bad thing for sure. So, and they have a website, looks really good. Okay, so next one we have here is Christian Karate Academy. And this is, a lot of families are looking to get their kids into things. So, having shirts to promote those businesses, it definitely makes sense. Other promotional items as well, definitely can't be a bad move. This one right here is not even claimed on Google. So these are things you can walk in and talk about, that, like, hey, your business could be so much more visible and beneficial for you if you have some of these things in place. So next one we have is Doggy D Tales by Karen. And this is a pet sitter. I've seen this place. It's actually a big looking facility. So like the other one, boarding facility, this is a great option for shirts because they might, people love their pets. So, it's not uncommon. People will buy t-shirts at places where they board them, or people that take care of their pets to support those companies. And these are great revenue drivers for these companies when they're selling shirts for $20 and paying $8 to $10 or somewhere around that range, depending on what they order. It can be, a very lucrative side business for them. So, I think this is definitely something, they might not be thinking these things. So you might have to kind of position and tell them, like, this is a great opportunity for you to get into like having some items to sell and things like that. But again, if you don't tell them, they're not going to know. So, sometimes you have to pitch a vision to them. You have to educate them on what they could be doing, because they might just simply not know. And that's perfectly okay. So, you don't have to feel bad about it or anything like that. So they have a nice website. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there as well. Let me see if I can find some owner information on this one. About long time. Her name is Karen. I'm not seeing a last name, but let me see if I can find an email address on here. Nothing at first glance, but they have a lot of Facebook followers. So again, this is still a very good option for t-shirt printing as well. And here's an email right here. I'm going to go back and put that information in here. All right, so we're up to 67 so far. We still got more businesses to go in about 22 minutes. So you can see this is allowing a lot of time to put a lot of information in here. So the next one is called Phoenix Cycle Company, and it is a motorcycle repair shop. Like I said, a lot of auto repair shops in this area. So these are definitely, companies worth getting in touch with and building relationships with, because, they obviously are busy businesses because there's more than one. So there were definitely a market for this, for people that want their bikes worked on and things like that. And, people that have motorcycles, they love their motorcycles, and they add accessories, add parts, all types of things. But, apparel goes really well in this type of business. So they don't have a website or phone number online, but these are things, again, we can kind of help coach them on as well with some of our other sides. So the next one is called Mobile Concepts. This is a sound, car stereo, boat stereo installation company. I have seen them before. Again, very good candidate for screen printing, embroidery, and so forth. So I'm going to go and put their information, and we are, we're still in the general area of our shop. So we're literally no more than any of these locations, and we're up to 70 of them right now, are no more than a few miles away from where we operate. So this is very nice. I literally could do this on a bicycle if I didn't want to spend gas to go around, because we're literally going door to door. All right, let me see what else on Mobile Concepts. They do have a website, so I'm going to go and put that in there as well. And what you're seeing is there's not many businesses I'm skipping over. Like, a lot of these businesses have potential, especially for screen printers. So, there's really not a lot you can't do. So, this company has been around for 50 years. It was 50 years combined experience, because I was looking at the owner here, and he does not look 50 years old. So it's very good. No direct contact information, but I'm going to go ahead and keep moving along. So we're just going down this road. Next one is a Farmers Insurance. And again, we do a lot of printing for insurance agents. So this is definitely, I don't want to leave out any of these in terms of our contacts, because they a lot of times will do them for personal. Like, we did one for a buddy of ours on an insurance agent for his family reunion. So nothing to do with work, but that's the thing about t-shirts and decorative garments and things like that, is you have a lot of people that will do it for personal events, families, and things like that. So, them having your contact information, knowing you, it never hurts. It can always go beyond the business. So don't ever be turned off by that or anything. So we're going to keep going down here. So now we have Nelly's Security. This is a security system supplier. Again, I've seen for doing installs, more than likely technicians are going to have uniforms, polo shirts, things like that. So very good candidate for screen printing as well. And again, we're just in Broken Arrow. We're literally in one zip code right now. We haven't even left that zip code. So you can see, just in 2 days, and not even a full 2 hours yet, we already have over 70 points of contact that we're going to target. So this list is going to last probably more than a week when we get out and start making contacts and connections. So that's really what I want you to understand. And, and that's the thing, like, even with home security, like, a lot of people install themselves now, but, when you have a commercial building, this security is not a joke. So you want to make sure that this is set up correctly. But this is a cool business. They have some really cool articles on here and things like that. So I am going to, very cool shop. I'm looking forward. So Sean Nelson is the founder, owner. Started back in 2008. So we do have a name on here. They have a pretty big team too. So content creators, bookkeepers, web developers, warehouse managers, technical support. Very cool looking company. I definitely want to reach out to them for our new building. It just seems like a really cool business. So yeah, just looking at them right now, and his name is Sean Nelson. So I'm going to go ahead and put his information in there as well. All right. And again, like I said, a lot of these people I'm going to target to be on the podcast, be on the thread. So the next one is called Wow Water. It is a water supply company. So I guess like bottled water for offices and things like that. And again, they probably have delivery technicians, delivery reps, and things like that. So again, it's like none of these businesses, I mean, pretty much anybody in business has a need for custom garments and things like that. So you really can't go wrong by skipping over any of these, because they're all viable for what you're trying to accomplish. So, all right, let me keep going here. No website for that one, so we're going to keep moving. Next one is Empire Finance. It's a loan agency. Putting them on there. Like I said, I'm not really skipping a lot here. There's a few I skip just if I know the business personally or, hear anything. But what's really cool about a lot of these businesses is they all have really good reviews. So that's a good sign for businesses in Broken Arrow, that you're not seeing too many places that have low review ratings. Because like I said earlier, you want to be careful working with somebody that might have issues paying bills and things like that, because the worst thing is doing a big order or even a small order and not being able to get paid on it. So a lot of times you have to consider getting money up front or deposits and things like that. So all right, so we're going to keep going down here. We're at 360 Health and Wellness. Let me look at this real quick. It's a wellness center. Looks like a GNC type place, but local. So I'm going to go ahead and put their information in here as well. All right. like I said, we are about 45 minutes into this, and we're already up to 74 contacts. And I think we had 30 something the other day, so we're just getting pretty close to matching what we had the other day, or just about over that, maybe a little bit. It's weird how it gets a little bit faster than the first day. I don't know, I could go a lot faster if I wasn't having to talk and commentate, but, the whole point of this is to build, documentation and awareness of the opportunities that are here in the local market. All right, so the next one here we have is called Beauty 360. It's a hair salon. I think this is a newer business that's open in the area. But again, stylists like this, they love having uniforms. There's t-shirts that they can work in. A lot of times it's a lot of female. They're looking for some more creative, artistic style stuff being a salon like that. So, there's a lot of options you can show them from like Bella Canvas and some of the next level stuff. Kind of the women's only type lines do extremely well. They might be looking for more trendy type garments and things like that. So it definitely doesn't hurt to bring that up. So we have another one here called Blankenship. It's another hair salon. So a lot of hair salons in the area. So we're going to go ahead and put them on there as well. And again, it's all about providing value and striking really good conversations when you go out. That's one reason why I love the idea of inviting them to be on the podcast, because that opens up opportunities to really just talk about their business and for them to get promotion or free exposure. And, I'm even thinking about running ads in some of the local publications that talk about Beyond the Thread podcast, learn more about local businesses, things like that. I think will do really well to get more exposure. And it'll be really just free advertising for these businesses that we're connecting with. So I think I did this one yesterday. So I'm going to keep moving down this road. Yeah, Big Red Fasteners. We did that one. I think we did Elite Automotive. So we're going to kind of keep going this way. So Tate Boys Tire and Service. This is a bigger company, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on there because they have multiple locations, I believe. And again, this is something where you just go in and find out who makes those decisions for them on a corporate level. And next thing you know, you might be printing hundreds, if not thousands of shirts for all of their location. And a lot of times you're like, well, we can't do that. We're not that big, or we're not that cool, or whatever. That's for some big boys. No, somebody's printing them. And it's typically through connections and knowing people. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of reach on that, because your shop can handle a lot of things, whether you realize it or not. So Mazio's is more corporate. I'm not really interested in working with them, but I'm going to keep going here. J. David Jewelry is a really nice upscale jewelry store. I think a lot of people in there wear suits, but there's a lot of promo items you can do for these types of businesses too, like pens and, name tags and things like that. They might want to put like magnetic name tags on their jackets and things. So, and then they might want to do shirts for like events and special networking or giveaways to customers or things like that. So, this is where, you might be more inclined to do like nice decorative polos and things like that, hats, things like that, golf outfits and things like that. So it definitely doesn't hurt to bring some of those ideas up when you're meeting with the management or owners of these stores. So, all right. So let me go ahead and copy their website in there as well. All right, so we got about 12 minutes left. We're just about, we've done 78 so far, so we're moving right along. So here's another plaza that I've seen before, and I'm going to go ahead and pick a few in here. We have At the Beach, which is a tanning salon. So I know they definitely do t-shirts because I've seen them before for other ones. But this was another great target. Again, right in the area. I'm kind of making a circle right now and working my way around. So, and you notice a lot of these businesses are closed right now, but a lot of them are open even later at night. So, you really don't have to just do this 8 to 5. You can really make a 12, 14-hour day if you want to focus a single day on doing some heavy sales at least once a month and then making sure you're following up. But, like I said, let's just say, one thing you're going to do when you see all these contacts that you're building is when you start reaching out, you want to keep track once you do your first full week of targeting and then your first full week in the field. What percentage are you closing? What percentage are you building relationships or getting orders from? Because when you start to see 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20, 30, 40% which is extremely awesome. Then you're starting to look like, well, wow, if I just kept building targets like this and just followed the system over and over and over again, wow, we would really blow our business up. And it's just simple math like that. So, you know, this business, I'm seeing if they have multiple. Yep, they have multiple locations as well, at the beach tanning. So this might be like a franchise type company as well, which I'll do a little bit more research later on them. But it does look like they have multiple locations in California, Colorado, Kansas, Wichita, or Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, and California. So they do have multiple locations, a lot of locations, probably over 100 locations. So this could be something where you work with them on a local level, but maybe even work your way up the chain to get into more of their overall corporate where they're ordering them from you and then shipping all over the place. But yeah, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here in Tulsa, one in Broken Arrow, Enid, and many more in Oklahoma City. So there's definitely some value we could bring to them as well. All right, we are on magic number 80 right now, and I'm going to hit, it's called Cedar Creek Dental Care. Very nice dental, a high review rating. So again, this is one of those options where they're probably using scrubs and things like that. So it can definitely, embroidering scrubs, custom work on scrubs, things like that can be very appealing to these types of businesses. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. All right, and we are moving right along. We are at 80 full contacts right now. So we still have about 9 minutes. So I'm going to keep pushing this. Even if you feel like you're working your way up and you're getting further along, you want to make sure you keep going, because if you outperform what you did the day before, it's very good. So the next one is called Mayfair Shopping and Business Center. It is on Aspen right there. And looks like a very respected business as well. I'm going to go ahead and put their target information in here. All right. And it looks like it's some type of UPS style store, but not necessarily UPS. I'm going to look up their website real quick. Again, these are all really cool businesses that not only would be fun to work with, but we could also capitalize on working with them for services for our business as well. So it says our tenant. Oh, this is the actual shopping center. So, okay, I'm actually going to take that one out because it's more like the property management company, and I don't really see a big need for working with them. We could, but I'm going to skip that for right now in case we come across them. So just going through here, we got Moody's Jewelry. So it's another pretty big company locally. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there just to, again, make contacts. You never know what they might need on a local level, whether they're corporate owned or not. But if they're right there, there's no reason why not to go in and ask simple questions like that. So I'm going to go and put them in there. That's where you got to be careful. You know, some of these you might think are not within your reach, but they could be. You'll never know unless you ask. So don't ever, leave something out just because you're not sure. Ooh, hold on one second. All right. And putting the jewelry place in now. All right, let's see if we can get a couple more because we still have about 7 minutes left. So we're going through here. And we have another one. This one's called Chili's and More. It's a grocery store. I've seen this back there. I'm going to check it out. I don't know what kind of food they do, but it's like I think it's some kind of, it might be a non-profit or something. I'm not sure, but it's definitely got people going there and vehicles there every day. So it's definitely something worth looking into. And it's kind of by itself. I think there's some more businesses around there that are not showing up on Google as well. So now we've kind of hit this area right here. So we're going to keep going around here. One is we have 50s Diner. We've already kind of interacted with them and worked with them a little bit. But Shaw Homes, they're a big home builder in the area. I guarantee you I've seen their project managers and reps wearing shirts. So definitely a company we are going to want to prospect. One thing I'm going to do, maybe one day this week, is go around and hit businesses that I might have personal relationships or people I know on my team have had relationships with in the past, and do some other high-end targeting for some bigger, what we call whale hunting type stuff. So we will be adding that on there because Shaw Homes will definitely be one of those. I have some connections there, just some other businesses in the area. The next one is just another whole body piercing and tattoo. They are, I believe we've already been talking to them. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there because I think we're already in the process of getting some work with them because one of my team members gets his tattoos there. So I think tattoo shops are very well known for ordering shirts because they do a lot of the design work themselves and they want to sell those and as well as promote their tattoos as a shop as a brand. So very good prospect for opportunities. I mean, we are just getting so many targets in a concentrated area. So I'm going to keep going down here. And all right, so we've got some more businesses right here. This one is called Empower Martial Arts. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there. It's the second martial arts studio in this local area. Again, I've seen all of these have shirts for their students. They want to definitely highlight that. It helps create additional promotion. A lot of times they'll order shirts and almost give them away to their students as promos or when they sign up, or sell them really cheap just because of the advertising value. But, one thing I think that's really beneficial is showing them creative artworks. A lot of times they'll just want to stick their logo on there and it'll look very bland and simple. So, the more creativity you can put into it and offer them that design feature, it will really help build that relationship and try to cultivate that with for what you're trying to accomplish with them. So we'll go ahead and put their website in as well. It's crazy how many companies do not have active websites up, but right, they look like they have one. Can't really find an owner's name, but I do have an email here. I'll go ahead and put that on there. All right. And again, these emails are going to be great because the more of that type of information you get when you start meeting people and they give you permission to use their email, you're going to be able to do a lot more follow-up. That's why I really encourage you to get cell phone and things like that. You can even start text campaigns, which will be very beneficial. So we're just back in this area. Here's another tattoo shop. I think it's newer. It's called Just Peachy Tattoos. And we're going to go ahead and put them on there as well. And like I said, tattoo shops are very cool businesses to work. And of course, they don't have a website, so there's plenty to talk about with them. All right, we got their information in here. All right, and we still have about 3 minutes, so why quit while we're ahead? We're already up to 86, so we're going to keep going. So we're going to kind of move our way over here. This is a Mexican restaurant called Si Senor Bar and Grill. I've actually talked to the manager there, but I am going to put it on the target list because I've not followed up with them in a while. So again, this is a good example of just going through this local area, some businesses that we have not reached out to in a while that we already knew were interested in ordering. So I'm going to go ahead and put all their information in here. They wanted to do polos and some shirts for their waitress and waiter staff as well. So very good option there. And we're going to kind of go through a few more. So Fat Guys Burgers, this would be another good company. I know they're corporate owned, but I mean, where are they getting their shirts printed at? Who do we contact at their corporate office to do their shirts? Because, they might be using really big contract printers and things like that. So again, it's really good to kind of keep, working these different channels, especially if you're planning on growing your shop into something that is serving. Because like as a shop like ours, we are doing work all over the country. So the more you can do by getting in with the local businesses, the faster you might be able to grow. So here's the next one. It's called Pho 71. I believe it's a Vietnamese restaurant. I don't know if this is a franchise one or not, but again, restaurants are very good. Shirts get damaged, dirty from people cooking and wear and tear, so they typically will make repeat orders as well. So I never want to leave any of these types of businesses out at all. And all right, we still have a couple minutes, so I'm going to keep going. We're up to 90 right now. We're really making good progress today. So the next one is Palin Music Center. So this is a music store. I believe it does more like marching band type stuff. Broken Arrow is known for having a pretty big national championship marching band for high school. So, these stores, I mean, again, giveaways and shirts and things like that can be very big opportunities for these stores to kind of get some visibility in the local market, especially for kids moving middle school to high school, elementary school to middle school, things like that. So again, like I said, you can always find an opportunity with any of these businesses, but you're never going to get to know them if you don't create the plan and start mapping it out for how you're going to approach and reach out to them. So really, we're about out of time right now for the full hour today. We have a total of 90 contacts in our target list, so we definitely outperformed the first day, and we're going to continue to do this for 3 more days this week. So very exciting stuff. So I'm very, very pumped about this. 90 new points of contact, and we'll see where this goes. So anyway, I appreciate you guys listening today. Be sure to subscribe. Never miss an episode. Look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.